Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome to Real Classic Film Reviews, and welcome to the part of the channel where we take a bit of a look, a bit of a deep dive into some of the titles I've picked up recently on physical media. This is a little bit of an unofficial war movie update. There are some movies in this update that aren't war movies, but just when I was putting this little stack together, it occurred to me that the majority of them, as you can see here, just from the front cover of the first two titles, are war movies. I've got a stack of DVDs. Some of them I picked up for literally pennies at local charity shops, and some Blu-rays that I want to talk about, specifically this one on the top, this Signal One release of a film called Triple Cross. I'll actually come to that first because I want to chat about it briefly, but if we just put everything to one side for now, let's have a look. So first off, yes, as you can see, I picked up 1966's Triple Cross. Sorry for the glare that might occur there. I'll try my best to stop that from happening. Yep, Christopher Plummer Yulbrynner, Triple Cross, a 1966 movie. I'd never heard of this movie until I saw Signal One mention that they were going to release it. It's directed by Terence Young. Seems absolutely right up my alley. A British safecracker, prepared to work for whichever side will offer him the greatest thrill. I mean, the cast looks great. Like I said, it's got Brynner, it's got Plummer, it's got Gert Frobe, who you'll know from Goldfinger, Trevor Howard. Now, the interesting thing about this release is, by all accounts, and I don't know this because I've yet to put it in the player, is that the transfer on it is apparently appalling. I'm not sure if you can get anything from some of the tech specs on the back, but by all accounts this is essentially some kind of bizarre, maybe not even DVD quality rip that's been thrown onto this by Signal One. If that's the case, and like I say, I've yet to check it, but if that's the case, I'll be so disappointed because, I mean, look at that cover art, it looks fantastic. The synopsis looks fantastic. I finally managed to pick it up, and if it turns out to be a transfer that's nigh on unwatchable, I'll be disappointed. So I just thought I'd point that out just in case anybody else has picked it up. If you have, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. Is it worth me persevering with? But we'll come back to that one. I'll go through some of the DVDs that I picked up first. As you can see, the first one I picked up was a sealed copy, bizarrely, of Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now. This is the complete dossier, contains both the original version and the Redux version, I think, along with a lot of other special features. I don't know if there's anything on there that I haven't seen before, but found this out in the wild, all sealed up in mint condition for pennies, and I just couldn't kind of pass it up. It's obviously a Region 1 DVD, which is fine for me, but I don't know whether to keep this thing in the packaging or what. Obviously, I've got a couple of other copies of Apocalypse Now, but I couldn't leave it there for just the sake of a pound or so. So it had to come home with me. So that's Apocalypse Now, the complete dossier on DVD. Next up, I picked up Kirk Douglas and Richard Harris. What a pair, in the Heroes of Telemark. Now, I don't think I've seen this. I might be wrong. I might put it on and find that I have. But made in 1965, set in German-occupied Norway. Douglas plays a physics professor. Underground leader played by Richard Harris. Must convince British intelligence that the Nazis are planning to build the A-bomb. Sounds absolutely right up my alley. Just have a quick look on the back of there. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever seen it. I know it's obviously an Anthony Mann film. I'm very kind of well versed in his westerns, but in terms of his fare outside of westerns, like I say, I'll probably I'll get so many minutes into it and realise that I've seen it. But looking forward to checking it out. Next up, I finally managed to pick up a copy of The Alamo, which you'll know if you've followed my my posts on here on YouTube. But I mean, look at this cast: John Wayne, Richard Widmark, Lawrence Harvey, Richard Boone, amongst others. Long time since I've seen this. I know, as a few people kindly pointed out, that there is a French Blu-ray which looks really, really nice, that I might finally have to pull the trigger on, because they don't look like they're going to put this out anytime soon on Blu-ray, which is a real shame. I almost imagine Indicator doing this, or maybe what's that Australian label, Imprint, could maybe do something with this. But yeah, real shame that it's yet to see certainly a UK HD transfer be released. But yeah, definitely looking forward to a rewatch of this. I've never ever actually seen the remake of this. 2004 was it? I'm not sure. Never got around to that, but I haven't seen this for a long time. Looking forward to checking that out. Speaking of classics, here we go, the Dirty Dozen. You know, what can be said about this again? Didn't actually own a copy of this. Bizarrely, found it out in the wild in a charity shop for like, I don't know, I think you got so many, you maybe got 3 for £1 or 4 for £1, something ridiculous like that. And I just thought, for the sake of pennies, definitely take this home. You know, it's an absolute wartime classic, and again, it's been a long time since I've seen that, so looking forward to revisiting the Dirty Dozen. Speaking of a film I haven't seen for such a long time, and I was thinking about this the other day because I caught a little bit of one of the episodes on TV of the show, but that's Robert Altman's MASH. Was this it's definitely the late 60s. I want to say, I can't see them. I want to say it's 68 or 69, probably 69. But yeah, fantastic ensemble comedy, very kind of dark comedy in this. Obviously, it's about the Vietnam War, but it wasn't allowed to be about the Vietnam War because that was a bit too close to home at the time. So I think it was the Korean War they were set in. Yeah, they changed it to the Korean War, but it's essentially an allegory for the Vietnam War. But yeah, looking forward to checking that out. Another film I've not seen for a long time, which is kind of the theme of this video almost. Certainly for these old war films, which I'm going to be getting back into. The next title I picked up was obviously George C. Scott's kind of blazing role as Patton. Just a colossal film. Really looking forward to revisiting this. I know it's a titan of a film. Titanic film. Great cast, great, brilliantly directed, actually written by or co-written by somewhere Francis Ford Coppola. Had a co-writing credit on this. A pre-Godfather Francis Ford Coppola, but this came with it's a double disc set, and it still had its booklet in there in immaculate condition, 6-page booklet. So very much looking forward to revisiting Patton. And the final DVD is, and this again was, I've unsealed this, but this was a sealed copy just sat there on the shelf of this charity shop. Obviously, you know, the Wild Geese, again, absolutely stellar cast in this. Some of my favourites, obviously, you've got Richard Harris, as well as Sir Roger Moore, Richard Burton, Hardy Kruger is in this. And again, I think this, obviously it was sealed up, so this has got a nice little booklet in there as well. So another film that I didn't have in the collection and now have, so definitely looking forward to a revisit of The Wild Geese. Great cover art there as well. Right, that's it for the DVDs. I'll go on to, I'll continue the war theme. Yes, we'll continue the war theme briefly because I picked up the recent Vintage Classics edition of one of my favourite war films of all time, and one of the first films, maybe the second film, maybe that I reviewed on this channel back in the day. Obviously, Peckinpah, big fan of Peckinpah, and this is just a classic for me, absolute classic. I know they did a 4K version of this, but I think, was it only available on a steelbook, and it was quite pricey, and I just thought, if I know I might end up upgrading it again in the future, but I thought, the disc tries to escape there. There we go. Get that back in there gently. That's interesting. That's not actually the sturdiest. I don't want to do any damage to the disc, but yeah. Again, all-star cast: Coburn, Shell, James Mason, David Warner. Really brutal look at life on the front from the German perspective. Germans kind of going up against Russian forces. But yeah, full of Peckinpah slow-mo violence, so you know what you're getting. And that's Cross of Iron in the Vintage Classics Collection. So really happy to have that. Okay, mildly war themed, but I picked up a copy of Top Gun Maverick. Almost picked up the 4K, but I think this was about £6. So and obviously the picture quality on this Blu-ray is reported to be really, really good. Still in the packaging there. One of my favourite films from 2022. Was really hesitant about them making a sequel to Top Gun, which is, I mean, I'm not going to kind of kid myself. It isn't the greatest film ever made, but certainly for nostalgia purposes, it's a classic in my book. But I think this is a worthy sequel. Fair play to Cruise, regardless of what you think of him. He can put together or can work well in a team putting together some amazing cinema. So looking forward to revisiting that at home. So that's Top Gun Maverick. Right, okay. Next up, I got a copy of the TV series Out from the now very sadly defunct Network. Is it Network Pictures or Network Distribution? They've kind of gone out of business now, which was a real shame. And I'd never seen or heard of this before I picked it up. But it's basically, well, as you can see there, 8 years ago, they put Frank Ross away. Now he's out and he wants answers. So Frank Ross did the crime and then did the time, and now he's out, a consummate professional. He'd never have been caught were he not grassed up, and now he'll stop at nothing to uncover the snitch and unearth the secret, a secret certain people in the criminal underworld will do anything to protect. So Tom Bell, as you can see, BAFTA-nominated performance, just looks like a really kind of gritty 70s TV show or 70s miniseries. So definitely looking forward to checking that out. Let me know if you've seen this. But yeah, obviously a booklet in there and a few discs and some plot synopses on there. But yeah, really sad to see Network go because they were a massive champion of kind of British film and television. And I feel like that's a blow for home media enthusiasts. And I hope someone else kind of steps in. I know obviously the BFI do a lot of great work, but steps in and takes up that mantle because that'll be a real shame. It's a real loss to physical media. Right, staying on the British side of things, I managed to pick up a copy of Vera Drake, which is a Mike Leigh film. Brilliant turn from Imelda Staunton there. Real hard watch, this film. The subject matter, obviously, about back alley abortions, to put, not to put too fine a point on it. Mike Leigh, I mean, what a director. He's a fantastic director, one of my favourites. And I think this went cheap in HMV and I picked it up. I had some birthday money vouchers to spend, so I finally managed to snag a copy of a Mike Leigh film that wasn't in my collection. Before we do those two, I will do another film that I picked up in HMV that went down cheap, and that's PTA's Licorice Pizza with Alana Haim, Sean Penn, Cooper Hoffman. Obviously written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who I'm a big fan of for the most part. Obviously love Boogie Nights, Magnolia, etc. Yet to see this. I think this was released, or when did it come out? Was it 2020? I feel like it's certainly a COVID film that I missed during that time. So looking forward to checking that out again. Got that for a great price, so Licorice Pizza. Definitely looking forward to seeing that. And the next two titles I got finally were indicator titles, and that is Robin Hood at Hammer, Two Tales from Sherwood Forest. This features the Sword of Sherwood Forest and a challenge for Robin Hood. Obviously, these indicator sets that they do of these single films are just above and beyond. I've yet to see any of these films, so I apologise, but as you can imagine, if you're familiar with the label, you'll know that they're comprehensive, to say the least. This thing's got posters and it's got a booklet that's just ridiculous. Look at that, it's gorgeous. So that'll be some good Sunday afternoon viewing for me. I'm just trying to, I'm not going to pretend I don't think I've seen it, either of them. I know I haven't. So that'll be fantastic for me to sit down, because I'm a pretty big I'm certainly a fan of Robin Hood, and I'm certainly a fan of Hammer, so I'll be super interested to check that out. Not a recent release, obviously, but I think I got that in the sale at some point. And finally, I picked up The Big Gun Down from Sergio Salima, starring Lee Van Cleef and Thomas Milian, as you can see on there. And obviously a stunning score from the maestro himself, Ennio Morricone. Again, similar to Robin Hood, these single... oh yeah, they do have numbers on the back, don't they? That was my number for this release, and then for this one it's is that quite a low number, is it? 0811. They all have they're limited to 5,000 copies, but yeah, I have seen this film before, so but not for a long time, so I'm looking forward to having a nice revisit of The Big Gun Down. So it obviously contains the Italian theatrical version, extended US cut and extras, and then the US theatrical version on there. Again, posters and just a booklet that's essentially a book. That'll make some good afternoon reading one day. Oh, Van Cleef, what a star. Yep, and that's it, guys. So thank you very much for sticking around this long. If you have, bit of a long video, I do apologise. Just getting through a bit of a backlog of things that I've picked up in recent months. Yeah, let me know what you think of those titles, guys. Again, let me know if you picked up, whoops-a-daisy, this Triple Cross from Signal 1. Be such a shame if it's naff. But yeah, in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for your support. Give the video a like. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.